Bonjour, motherfuckers. We are gathered here today to play Mage, the Ascension, a game of magic, mystery, and philosophical knife fights. I am your king, your god, your storyteller, Patrick Groome, spelled G-R-O-O-7. Joining me to sit in silence and listen to the tale I weave. Just kidding, they're going to fuck it all up for me. We have a few players. First up, the player of roles, the roaster of trolls, is Jasmine, that bronze girl Bhullar.
Hi, hello. That was a great intro. I have nothing else to add.
Oh, thank you. Second, our father who art in Redmond. It's the DM daddy himself, Jerry Holkins. Next up, creative, director, power, projector. It's Kiko Villaseñor. And last but not least, for Child's Play, she brings the funny, but for Penny Arcade, she brings us the funny. It's Tabitha Sheehan.
Said funny twice.
That's fine.
Fine.
Just let him have it. Just let him have it.
Yeah. So
he needs this right now. He needs to put up a W today.
Yeah, I need to. I've got it all written out.
He needs something on the board. He needs to get it on the scoreboard again.
Yeah. So when last we met our heroes, you were attempting to seize control of the Ballard Chantry in Ballard, Washington. Your efforts have been stymied somewhat by the presence, as it turns out, of the Alpha 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 fraternity house.
Mm-hmm.
And what do the 4 Alpha stand for?
I believe they all stand for Alpha.
Oh, okay.
The reason it's called the Alpha 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 fraternity house. Just a little insight into my writing process. It was really called the Alpha 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 fraternity house, and that turned out to be a real fraternity. So I changed it just enough.
That's okay.
So the Alpha 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 fraternity house and their leader, Vampire Steve, who we had just made the acquaintance of. Now, Steve is a gorgeous man.
I think he was about to be turned into sunshine on a stick.
Well, you know, hopefully we'll let the man talk because I have a voice for him.
Don't think so. Hang on a second. I'm going to combine matter forces and entropy.
We're still in the preamble. You can't roll in the preamble.
Imagine a kind of... what I want to do is I want to make all of his atoms just one large... Just make it into one if that's possible.
I think the issue that we were going to have is that you wanted to make all of us as well.
Well, yeah. I want to... It's the only way to be sure, Kiko.
Okay, so...
That's fair.
A mononucleic state of being for all of us.
Steve introduces himself. He says, I am Steve Kim of Clan Shemitzi. Welcome to my domain. I understand that I forgot to do the voice. Fuck it. Now he talks like me.
Here, hold on. Patrick, let's just roll it back. We're going to roll prices back.
I am Steve Kim of Clan Shemitzi. I understand that I understand there's been some confusion as to my renting of this chantry for my fraternity brothers, and I hope we can all discuss this like adults. I'm sorry, I haven't yet. I didn't get your names.
Am I supposed to know what a Clan Shimichi is?
You could roll on it if you wanted to. That would be
no. I'm asking Steve.
You're asking Steve.
Yeah, that's because that actually sounds like something I would get at the drive-through window of Taco Bell.
Let me explain. My kind, we call ourselves kindred. Into 12 clans of blood. We have certain similarities in common and certain common weaknesses. I'm of one of the old clans, the old clan Shemitzi,
nice.
Mainly from Eastern Europe.
Keep it old school.
And unfortunately, our weakness is going to give us one of our complications this evening. It's very difficult for members of my clan to move their haven or their home, which is why I'm hoping that we'll be able to come to some kind of equitable arrangement. I assure you, I'm a reasonable man. I'm not all like,
Yeah, I'm going to do a quick YouTube search for Clan Shimichi.
Yeah, I have foreign occult.
Yeah.
Have I heard of him?
Let's roll on it. Let's call
Okay.
that intelligence and occult. Yeah.
I
Which
kind of
is
mutter to
6
myself
dice.
that Steve kind of sounds like that Keanu fella.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
One
because,
paradox.
you don't have to include that on a non-magical roll.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a little different from vampire. The paradox.
What if
only
I
counts
use
on
my
magical
mind to boost my roll?
Then you're gonna have to
mind.
use paradox to do that. Yeah.
I'm gonna do
So-
it because I'm
so,
smart.
yeah. Include your paradox roll and let's see how many successes you get
Okay.
on a roll of against a difficulty of 1. So
Yeah. I'm
roll
gonna use
your
my mind to go into my brain library and
Mhm.
find the file.
Smooth.
Yeah.
So unless you have
Mind
time
Palace.
to prepare a ritual or
Mhm.
some kind of method for this, let's call this an oh shit roll. So you're going to roll 3 dice.
Plus my occult or
We're going to roll 3 dice and then we'll see what the occult roll looks like.
Okay.
This is
Cool,
just
cool, cool,
to see how much of a bonus you're going to get for being a smarty pants.
2 successes.
2 successes. So you're going to roll. Now you're
One
gonna
of them's
roll-
on the paradox die, but that doesn't count.
That's
anything?
fine.
Okay.
It's going to be. Did you get a crit on the paradox die at all?
No, I got a crit on the normal die, but
Okay,
I think
that's
because I think they have to be in pairs, right?
So you're now going to roll 8 dice against this occult roll, and you're going to probably want to hit a difficulty of 3.
Okay, so
Yeah, this is some real Trivial Pursuit shit.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where, like, if you're a vampire, to know a little bit about Clan Shemiti is not necessarily something that will garner an occult roll. But for a mage, you don't know all the ins and outs. They're all kind of bloodsuckers to you.
5.
You have
Jesus.
5
Oh, I
successes?
got a crit fail on my paradox.
Okay, so that's actually not.
Or yeah, I'm
got a
using
crit-
the vampire die. I got the skull on the paradox though.
So that's actually fine as long as you didn't fail the roll totally.
Yeah.
That would have been a bad time. But so you know all about Clan Shemiti. You know they don't have a great reputation. He is correct in saying that you know the clan weakness of Clan Shemiti, and it is extremely difficult, very, very taxing for him to move his haven. It was probably an extremely big deal for him to move here, and to move on again after only 6 months would be a huge strain on him. You also know that Clan Shemiti are known for their use of a discipline called flesh crafting or vicissitude. You suspect that's why he's a gorgeous man. He looks like Jimin, but with he's a little bigger. He looks like he can throw down a little bit, but he's a gorgeous looking man. You know, he looks like his face looks literally like it was sculpted to be as beautiful as possible. But yeah, they don't have a good reputation. Not everyone that they use their flesh crafting on has
Has a great experience.
said go for it, flesh craft me up. A lot of them, in
Right.
fact, did not want to be flesh crafted.
And you can see this on Yelp. I mean, the reviews are there.
Whether
if I
or
could
not
give
that's-
this one, like less than 1 star,
Well, the thing is that the fact that he's of this clan doesn't necessarily mean he's a bad guy, but it's definitely not an endorsement. But there's no vampire clans necessarily where you'd say, oh yeah, the vampire clan of just cool guys.
right?
Yeah.
There's
It's
always
all-
some biting.
Yeah.
The vampire clan of cool guys is Seattle by Night.
I was going to say, it's a great program. It's available online.
Available now on YouTube's. Yeah.
.com.
Produced
lot of
by a
Chronicle.
legend.
Yeah.
I walk up to him, look at him closely, and I'm like, "That's fine work."
I see you're familiar with my clan. Yeah, I had a little work done. I'm glad you like it. I helped some of the brothers here too, if they request it. But I'm sure if you could, I personally wouldn't change a thing about you, but if you had anything that you wanted to change, that, well, I'm being too forward. I immediately apologize and retract the offer.
Turn around to the other 3 of our group, and I say, "All right, here's the deal. These guys are weirdos.
Well,
What kind?
Flesh,
Like give me the
Human
basic, give me the
centipede.
rundown.
human centipede.
we don't.
That's
all
not a
make-
plus.
We don't all make human centipedes. I have never
See,
made a
notice how he
human
said all?
centipedes.
Yeah, see,
Notice how he said
I
all?
know, I picked up on that.
I'm not saying a Shemitzi has never made a human centipede. I don't know anyone who has. I'm assuming that you guys are wizards, something similar. Surely you know that there are good wizards and bad ones.
We're not similar at all.
Yeah, there's actually not really a comparison. And
You're
I'm a
an
mummy.
undead abomination. That's never
I can
gonna
manipulate.
die.
I can
So.
manipulate flesh, but I'm not like you.
Well, listen, this chantry has issues.
I agree.
Some of them, I would love your help in solving. I've been unable to solve them myself. Let's go to my office and chat a little bit. The saxophone is going to start in about half an hour. We'll want to get most of our talking done before then.
Saxophone?
You just
Will
say
you join me
saxophone.
in my parlor? I assure you there's no vampire shit. I don't sleep in a coffin or anything like that. I've been told it's gaudy, but I have old-fashioned taste.
It's a dungeon. I promise you right now, it's a dungeon.
Yeah. This honestly, this is not the first time a man has made this request, and it tends to end in the same way each time.
Gilgood just steps in and goes, I assure you, sirs and madams, I have never known Steve to hurt a fly. He is of the utmost
Your
moral-
brain?
Yeah.
Mm,
No.
your brain is mush.
Yeah. It's applesauce.
You can't trust anything
Edo.
you say.
How's that supposed to make me feel?
The way you
Exactly
feel
how
now.
you feel.
This
Foolish.
way. I put a hand up for a high five from Flossie, and I adjust the height.
Wait.
I put it way down. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Just too.
Little short,
Boom
yeah.
problems.
Yeah.
I'm not a cat.
I'm
Listen,
not a cat.
let me make my case, okay? We'll make it here in Gilgood's office. That's fine. You're not comfortable coming into a vampire's lair, but
Well, I mean, but you can. I mean, you
I'm
get
a
it,
little
right?
curious.
I understand.
I gotta say though, I'm a little curious, and you have a sunshine cannon that can nuke. him.
Sunshine is the best disinfectant.
There's always time for a sunshine cannon later in the evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
If you don't
I add it to my itinerary.
One thing you should know about me is that Steve Kim is a guy with paperwork. I pay taxes. If I go missing, people will notice. People in the mortal world. I'm plumbed in. So there are complications on that front. I can assure you, I'm a good guy, all right? I'm following the path of humanity. I'm a real nerd about it.
You eat.
And I don't eat people. I take a small amount of blood, enough for me to live on, from the frat brothers with their consent. I don't even bite them, okay? I take it with a syringe.
Are they your goons too? Like,
No one here
No
is
good
under
over
any
here?
kind of mind control, okay? I wouldn't have that in my house. And not only that, but as a fraternity leader, I run the tightest fraternity in town. We have no bad incidences here. We don't even really bring outside people for parties. I don't need that kind of drama in my life, all right? We just hang out, we play beer pong, and we're here for each other. A lot of these guys didn't have a lot of friends, you know? And here they do. Now, if I'm someone worth exterminating, you can always do that later in the evening.
That's true. Oh, 10:30 p.m. is where it is
Is
at
he
right
lying?
You want to see? Okay. So that is going to be that's going to be a slightly harder roll than it would be for say Kiko, but that's going to be a mind 2 effect. You're working at range, and I'm going to say you need to add 2 extra paradox dice to push past the fact that he does have some inherent mind control abilities.
now. You're literally we're in his whole zone, right?
So you're going to do, is this going to be overtly magic in the sense that you're going to say some magic words and Steve will know that you're doing it? Or is it going to be an oh shit roll?
I was just gonna use my my like human ability. 'Cause I've
Oh,
got
really?
some insight. I've got some
You got
performance.
some insight? Okay, sure.
At
So,
one point, I did some stage work. So I was like, I'm
use
gonna
your
see.
wits. Use your wits and insight. No magic shit at all. And he's inscrutable. You know, he's a vampire. So
I
he's
know.
Just try to screw it.
so I'm going to say it's a difficulty of 4.
Possible.
Come on.
I mean, we always have Kiko.
Oh goodness.
As well. Yeah.
One way or another, you're going to be able to find out whether this guy's lying.
I got one crit. Can I use a willpower to reroll 3? Does that work in this game?
You sure can. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that because if I
Okay.
can get another one, that'll be the 4 that I need.
Okay.
Oh no, but I did get a pair. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I have
The 4
exactly 4.
successes. Okay,
Exactly
great.
4.
He doesn't seem like he's lying. Like you're not seeing any tells. He's you can tell he's smooth.
Mhm.
Like he knows how to talk to people. He knows he's putting his point across very carefully.
Mhm.
He's being very careful not to sound threatening or put anything across in that sense. But you don't get the sense that he's lying. And you're pretty confident that you've picked that right.
Poke him with my walking stick.
Yeah, jab. I mean,
All right.
in the knee.
unfortunately, it seems like there's sort of a deal breaker here on the Hugo side. And
Well,
so
it's sort of
he
like
can be
it's
clean.
like Hugo is really just staring daggers and not not wanting to deal with any of this shit. But at the same time, he's still fairly harmless. So it's like, imagine if a teacup chihuahua was trying to be aggressive.
Oh, I see. And so from Hugo's perspective, he has merely to close his hand to possess him.
It's just Hugo's waiting for the opportunity.
Gotcha. All right. Here, so I take that. I take that vibe to heart. If it doesn't seem like Hugo is like itchy or like tapping their foot, anything like that, that's really my barometer for how this is going. And so I'm going to accept that and just be in observation mode.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
with death magic, it's all about timing. So
yeah, you have noticed Hugo, like you've got decent awareness. He has shifted his body, so he is facing you. He's registered the person in the room who is most outwardly aggressive towards him.
Mhm.
So, what do you guys say? Are we immediately going with Sunshine Cannon, or do you guys want to talk about
it's
some of
at
the
10:30.
problems this house has? The saxophone's going to start soon, and it's going to be hard to talk.
Can you help me understand what you mean by that? I get the sense it's a euphemism,
The Chantry has a lot of problems.
right?
We have, the rat in the basement, which is flooded.
Like you do.
We
Well,
can't get anyone in because
Right.
there's a rat in the basement. There's a dinosaur in the sunroom. And there's a guy on the roof who plays saxophone from basically dusk till dawn every night. And somehow, saxophone comes through to every room of the frat, no matter what we do.
well, I mean, we got to triage
That's a
this
really
thing.
good trick.
We got to triage this thing, people. I mean, obviously, we start with the sax. The
I agree.
saxophone is always unwelcome.
So
Are
it's
they
funny
a good
that
player or
as
are
you,
they practicing?
It doesn't matter.
that answer comes by some because you start to hear the sounds. Does anyone have anything in jazz history, like academics, specialization in jazz?
In real life?
No, just on the sheet. I'm not seeing it. Anyway, you hear the sounds of, like, you might be familiar with Ornithology by Charlie Parker.
Mm-hmm.
That's up. It is fucking loud.
Wow.
It is piercing. This is a tenor sax, and he's this player is extremely good.
Really?
You can tell that they know what they're doing. It's not like comedy bad saxophone, but it's loud, and it seems like it's meant to be loud. And he's going through it. He's sorry, I shouldn't establish the gender of the saxophone player yet because you don't know, but they are they're really going at it. Steve he sighs and goes, "You see, problems."
I've had neighbors before. Can we bang on the ceiling?
Yeah, I mean, get a broom, right? Classic technique. Wump, wump, wump.
Yeah. I think
Right.
I have 3
he's on
dots
the
in
roof.
force. Sorry, I'm like the one that's like casting all the magic this time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get another paradox. Can I just like use force damage to go tunk tunk tunk?
Just on the wall. You could just use your stick.
Yeah.
Would that reverberate to the roof?
Probably not. How would that
Why
work?
are they on our roof?
Yeah, I want to be like Gandalf
Yeah,
style.
Steve.
'Cause
Yeah.
I'm Order of Hermes. Be like
can-
douche, douche,
Fill that
douche.
path.
You know?
Can Hugo sense life on the roof?
Yeah, you can give it a go. Just roll me. This can be an oh shit. You should easily pass it. It'll be a difficulty of 1.
Oh boy.
The only
So-
reason, but that's all going to be paradox dice because you are doing it at a range and at some distance.
That's 3 dice, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, 1 success. No crit.
Okay. So you can indeed detect life on the roof. It's weirdly faint. It's life and something else, but it's there. There's someone on the roof. All right. He's not lying.
I can.
Are you going to share the information with the group?
Getting pranked
yeah,
by
I'll share
another
that
bitey
information.
boy.
So there's.
You can see, by the way, since you turned this effect on,
Mhm.
there's no life signs coming from Steve. Steve is dead. Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Steve
I mean, that
is
was an
matter.
assumption.
We know
Um,
about
yeah.
this.
I think
so
I've detected that before.
so are the frat boys alive?
Frat boys are alive.
Okay.
And you could see them from outside. They're
Are
alive.
we-
They're all in
am I
robust
alive?
health.
What is
I have
the
a
meaning
question.
of life?
Or Flossie has a question. When
Tell
you
me,
said you have a
Hugo.
rat in the basement and a dinosaur in the greenhouse or whatever, like
The sunroom.
what?
Yeah. There's
I mean, I've done some stuff, so I might have misheard you. I don't understand what you're talking
my
about.
advice: don't go into the sunroom. All right. It's a nice concept. Even for me, it could be a moon room. But we've boarded it up. We're not trying to keep anything in the sunroom. We're trying to keep it out of here. Okay. I'm going to admit, I tried to think with my fists on this one.
Yeah.
I tried to go in. My frat brothers told me that there's a crocodile. It kicked the shit out of me. It kicked the shit out of me.
Where did
So
it,
we boarded it up.
Why is it?
How did,
Why? Why?
It was here when we moved in.
no good. What is this lizard
Yeah.
business? Gil good, whatever the hell your name is.
No good.
You
no
are
good.
no good.
I haven't seen it myself. I wouldn't like to disagree with Mr. Steve, of course.
Of course
but,
you wouldn't.
Of course not. No.
Fraternity brothers do say it's a crocodile. We're not
if you-
sure how it came to be. Mr. Steve, in his wisdom, does not. Well, we tried to call animal control and told them that there was a crocodile in the sunroom, and they told us to fuck off.
Well, like, weren't you in charge? Like, how did you just let this happen? Like, what?
It was
Mhm.
here when I got here.
This is upsetting
Yeah.
me. I'm gonna carefully pull Hugo aside and just be like,
Can you kill a crocodile?
this life type of stuff is your jam, right?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
It's in my wheelhouse, as they say.
Do you think you could extract the kindred blood from his blood, like poison from a wound, without him? Like, do you think you could just?
Are you asking me if I can cure vampirism?
No, not from his ghoul, from Gilgood, not from the.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gilbert hears you.
How does he hear
I
me?
did not hear you. I
ancient.
assumed you were still in the same
Well,
room.
no, he's
Oh,
got.
I
he's
said
got,
I pull Hugo
he's
aside.
got all of his senses are goose.
Yeah.
I mean,
He got
Oh.
juiced. He's juiced.
I would still say it.
It was,
Just
Yeah.
like poison from a wound. Just
get out of there.
it would be murder, Miss Macallister.
shh. What do you think, Hugo?
How long has this been going on?
And you see me stirring the pot. I'm like, his life is unnaturally
I
lengthened.
know.
Yes.
That's not
It's
right
like-
for
now
the
it's too
wheel.
long.
Yeah, no.
How's that? How's
it
the
might-
wheel feel about that?
The time may have already come. And
Mhm.
Mhm.
He doesn't know. That's cruel for him.
Yeah.
Can I tell
How old and feeble he is.
with my life magic how old he
This
if he
motherfucker's
should have been
supposed to
dead?
be-
That's an interesting one. Yeah, go ahead. Roll me a 3 dice. That's 1 dot of life for a master of life, such as yourself.
Yeah, how old
Should be-
someone
should
is,
be
I think, is
trivial.
pretty basic.
And I have 2 paradox dice, correct?
Yeah.
I have 1 success.
Okay, so you look upon Gilgood, and you're a perfect diagnostician. You suspect that he would die without the vampire blood. That's kind of what's keeping him going at this point. He's in a form of stasis. His pattern isn't moving as much as it should. He's not as alive as he should be. You know, his heart still beats. There's blood still in his veins, but you suspect that that's what's keeping him upright.
Well, I mean, here. I mean,
He's
Let's
joined the
just-
kindred. He must be removed.
yeah. Now, this is my perspective. You know, obviously, the Etherites, we have a very specific sort of approach. I consider myself. It's very important to me to try to find a third way. I see a lot of binary thinking around here, and I would like to maybe move it on a little bit. I look at these fraternity brothers. I see raw materials. I see our man here, a little bit of a vampire infection going on, right?
Mhm.
I think between all these bodies, there might be one successful organism we can take with us into the future. Doesn't matter to me where the brain comes from. Could come from your guy here. So I just and with that, I step back. It's just that's another way to do it. To get that third way.
Conversation took the hardest left turn.
I'm really I'm blinking really hard at
Think outside the box. Think outside the box. Right now you're in a box. I want you to think outside of it. One valid, viable organism.
The
4
crocodile, right?
bodies. I had not considered that,
What
Hugo.
if we put them all together? And even the rat in the basement, what's that about? Is it really a rat? And I turn to Steve. What is happening?
I could not be more pleased with how this has gone. There's absolutely no reason that a kind of chimera
what if
could
we
not
make
be.
Croc Man rat or whatever?
You know, for a long time, I thought it was chimera. Is not.
Chimera.
I think Chimera sounds better.
Well, no one asked you. So
Steve is sort of confused, and he goes, "I'm not the kind of Shemitzi who puts organisms together into one."
I don't need your help with this. I can't stress that enough. I'm going to do it right here on the beer pong table. I mean, this is 10
Don't
minutes.
hurt my
Tops.
brothers, okay? They have done nothing wrong.
Hurt. Okay. All right.
An upgrade, really?
Yeah, if anything. All right. Yeah.
Hugo, you look uncomfortable.
Um,
Poor Hugo.
It really is. Great.
no, it's like this. This whole building is full of things that are counter to all that my character believes. So it's just like
you don't know
it's
that
very
yet. Like,
challenging.
there are-
Every aspect of it, except for the frat boys, ironically.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're
And
fine.
also,
Yes.
you wouldn't necessarily you could conclude either way, but the creature you saw on the roof, the creature that you saw earlier in the sunroom, they're still alive. They're just different.
Yes,
There's
which is
life
fine,
and there's
yeah.
something else.
Life plus.
They're not the same as Gilgood, where that's life that is being animated by an unnatural force.
Which is also another
Unfortunately,
very
no
big
one
problem.
no one in this room has the particular sight needed to tell what the other half is.
Are we interested in finding out what the other half aspects of these other denizens of this building?
I mean, ultimately, Look, I obviously, no offense, obviously, Gilgood, that's a lost cause. Gilgood is going to die maybe today. Probably within the next half hour, I'd say. But there's no reason why we can't just head up and talk to this sax guy and say, hey, let's try to set up a different thing. Like maybe you can play a different instrument or something like that. Like we should just check in with the sax guy.
You've gone all the way through ornithology now. You now hit da 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 da. And anyone with any kind of knowledge of jazz history knows that this is a flex. He's now playing giant steps.
Can Hugo, through his streetwise, I mean, obviously, in his profession, he's been to various aspects, multiple spots in the city.
Oh, for sure.
Does he? I mean, obviously, a saxophone being played on a roof in the middle of downtown Ballard should be a urban known thing. What does Hugo know from Streetwise about the saxophone player?
About the Ballard saxophonist.
I can tell you right now that no one, you haven't heard anything about a Ballard saxophonist.
Interesting.
And like, as I said, like this is unnaturally loud where you are. You're not hearing this from a roof. You're hearing this as though
So all of these conversations have actually been way louder than it seems like.
Yeah, you've been yelling like this.
You've been yelling the whole time over saxophone.
Yeah, so that's a pressing issue, I think.
If you guys want to go up on the roof, that's fine. I don't want to talk to that guy again, so I'm happy to stay here.
What happened when you talked to them before?
We don't need to talk about that. I have tried to get that guy to stop playing the saxophone every night several times. Now I have invested in earplugs. In fact, it's a fun thing. I actually take the flesh from my ear and use it to plug in completely. It's
really gross.
Well, I don't want to talk shop with you guys, but I was pleased with the results.
Okay, but yuck.
Yeah, have at it if you want to go and see if you can get more sense out of him.
So Hugo makes his way towards the door and gives Steve the Futurama fry meme squint at him as he leaves.
I'm right there with you because I'm pretty sure as Order of Hermes, people in our order aren't supposed to deal with heretical entities.
You're for sure not supposed to deal with the Tremere. You fought 2 wars against the Tremere.
I'm trying to figure out, like, out of character. I'm trying to figure out if it's also because I know, like, we do not fuck with blood mages.
But don't they call it like diablerie or some shit? Like, don't they have a whole word for it?
Huh?
Don't they call it like diablerie or some shit? Like, don't they have a whole word for it?
Oh, that's when you eat another vampire. I think ours is like, it's like one of the decrees of being a magus of the Order of Hermes is you can't deal with like infernal entities. You can't get caught. You have to take an apprentice. You have to study for 7 years under a master.
With your 5 successes on your occult roll, the Shemitzi are deadly enemies of the Tremere.
Perfect.
So there may be a case of the enemy of your enemy is your friend, but that would be up to
I'm less concerned about the kindred and more concerned about Gilgood potentially breaking one of her rules, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, more of a hall monitor thing.
It would definitely be frowned upon. I don't think there's anyone suggesting like that's probably why he hasn't been showing up to Order of Hermes, barbecues.
Luau's.
It would probably reflect poorly on Marjory for allowing that to continue.
Yeah, which is why I'm trying to get Hugo to poor impressionable Hugo. He should be returned to the wheel, Hugo. Imagine what suffering his life must be in this in-between suspended state, Hugo. I say as we walk up, as we're walking up to the roof, imagine the suffering of never being able to pass. Wow.
And I'm just eating it all up.
I like
you could
this.
fix it. You just have to remove that kindred vitae from his body. You've been given the tools to save this man.
So you all gonna make your way up to the roof?
Yes.
Okay. So it's quite a schlep. It's 4 flights of stairs, but you can get out there. It's a flat roof, suitable for barbecues, whatever you would like to have on there. And you see a figure in very, very lean, very slim, wearing a black suit. He has dark skin, wearing a hat, and he's playing the saxophone. And the saxophone is actually less loud on the roof than it is downstairs. Yeah, because here it sounds like someone playing the saxophone. It doesn't sound like someone piping a saxophone through a PA system.
Right.
And as you come up, he
flourishes.
he plays his best lick, and then stops. And does anyone? No one has academics jazz history. All right.
I have academics.
I have academics.
Possible. Yeah.
If anyone wants to roll, anyone who wants to can roll academics or streetwise to recognize this figure. You would need, I would say, 3 successes.
No, I remember going to school.
2.
You got 2 successes?
1 success.
So I'm going to actually say that, Tabby, you might have got it. You think that this might be Ricky the Maelstrom Kavanaugh.
I don't know who that is in real life. Is
this guy's kind of a big deal in the Seattle jazz scene.
Okay. My apologies if they ever watch this. I did not know who you were.
Ricky the Maelstrom Kavanaugh isn't real. I made him up. It's,
yeah. You're okay.
They exist entirely in my imagination.
Okay.
Well, and now in ours.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, so this is Ricky the Maelstrom Kavanaugh. This is a pretty famous saxophonist. He goes, welcome to my rooftop. You guys are new.
Your rooftop?
Well,
you live here?
No, I visit.
Do you? Would you say that you haunt this rooftop?
I guess so. You could say I haunt it in a way. I'm not a ghost, but I like to come here and play the saxophone so everyone can enjoy it.
In the house?
Everyone in the house, yeah. They maybe they'll help me out with something.
I mean, it's nice to have it's obviously great to have that nightly gig.
Yeah. I mean, it's and appreciative too. They're always coming up here, shouting stuff at me, like, please God, stop playing the saxophone. We'll do everything, but we'll do anything. But it turns out they won't do anything. So
yeah, no, I have a similar I have a similar relationship with the things that other people yell at me. It took me a very, very long time to understand that things like what those young men told you were expressions of distress and sadness.
Yeah, I'm finding the same thing about my jazz. I don't know. Kids don't get it,
Well, part of the issue, and I mean, obviously, forgive me for being bold.
Who do I have the pleasure of addressing? Sorry.
Oh, Dr. Void. Now,
pleasure to meet you, Ricky. 2Ks.
Indeed. Well, now, my understanding is that typically jazz is executed in a venue and not on a random roof in Ballard.
Oh, there's nothing random about this roof.
Well, what is it that makes this particular venue so enthralling?
Did you know? I will answer your question, but you know what? You guys have met Steve, right? Steve the vampire?
Indeed.
Hmm.
Do you know that he threw me off this roof? So incensed was he by my jazz playing. And do you know that he did not, when presented a bill, pay for my saxophone?
I did not know that before, but having met Steve, I have to be honest with you. This all tracks.
I'm just saying.
It's very Steve.
That guy's a little rude.
Well,
not an appreciator of jazz.
And so
you survived the fall from the roof?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, I didn't hit the ground. But thank you for your concern. I'm just saying he owes me $1,300. So you can add that to the tab.
Can I use my? Oh, sorry.
They have something of mine. They won't give it back, and so I'm here playing saxophone.
So
what were you gonna say, Flossie? Sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can I use any of my life magic to see what he is?
You would get probably a pretty similar diagnosis to what Hugo got.
Okay.
Which is he's alive. There's life within him, and there's something else, but you don't have the necessary spheres to tell. You could maybe intuit. There's kind of limited things it could be, right? But you suspect that there's something of the spirit about him.
Makes sense.
That's what's missing from your perceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a fairy? A brownie?
I'm open-minded.
Oh.
But no, I'm not.
Let's just
Get him back home.
Yeah.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah, let's just go down the list of the other White Wolf properties. Are you a mummy?
No.
Are you a changeling?
No.
Are you a vampire hunter?
Not all the time.
Are you a kind of manufactured golem?
You ever heard the term Korax?
Well, I mean, I linguistically, certainly, I'm not unfamiliar with its implications.
I'm there's a little of the Raven about me.
Just a touch.
Just a touch.
Well, I understand.
Just enough to get what I need. Just enough to get what I need done. You know.
Absolutely, and so
stop me from falling off roofs.
I see. So you are committed to playing saxophone in a mystically enhanced way until such time as Steve, the malefactor, pays
my property to me.
Now, and this property that needs to be returned is independent from the pay.
Yes,
these
he
are two
also owes me
distinct
$1,300
forks. And what is that? What has been removed? Is it a?
It's simple. A simple raven's egg is all that I'm asking.
To take
a particular one. Not any one will do. I can get my own raven eggs.
No, they say never touch a man's raven egg. I don't know if they say that. That seems like a very specific phrase.
I know it's in this house. I can't go into the house because it's full of frat boys who are pretty mad at me. And, you know, a vampire called Steve.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this has been
that egg.
This has been fascinating.
That egg it's extremely important to me.
Understood.
And
Richard.
you might,
I like ravens.
Yeah.
You might, Marjory, recall that you felt when you analyzed this whole building for emotions. And you felt the most tremendous sense of loss.
Yeah.
Up top.
It's this guy.
I can't get another one of those eggs, you know?
My heart weeps for you.
She's not around anymore. So you can see why I need my egg
guys,
back.
we gotta go get that egg.
Well, I can't stress this enough. Displays of obvious emotion like this I find very disturbing. That's going to have to come to a close.
I apologize.
That being said, it's fine.
I'm openly weeping.
If you
as you say that, I'm just openly weeping.
That being said, will we recognize this egg when we see it?
I'll find it.
Green with black speckles. And Ricky,
I'll be able to find it. I'll know.
Ricky starts playing it up a little bit to Marjory now because he's got a little bit of a sense of humor about it. He's like, "Yeah, do you want to see a picture
of the egg?"
Jesus.
And he shows you a picture of this beautiful woman. He goes, "That was my wife, Gossimmer. She
was an egg.
She's not with us anymore, but we created this."
Did you fuck a bird?
I did not fuck a bird.
No hate.
I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at Jasmine's laughing.
Marjory's goes, "We create together, my people. We have a ritual. We create a spirit egg together, and that's how we pass ourselves on. We ensure that a child will be a Korax like us."
This is a monstrous thing to have taken this ovum.
I'm with you, and no arguments here. But
Where did they take it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's somewhere in the house, but I was told that's where it is.
Well, give me 10 minutes.
All right. You know
before
what?
we leave, Hugo pulls $1,300 in cash and Chris 100s out of his inside of his jacket and just flips it over.
I guess you like the show. Thank you. And he pockets it.
Right, and I've turned
Turning
around.
that kind of dough around?
Yeah, exactly. Where's this kind of cash? This kind of Skrilla.
You ever consider being a patron of the arts? I'm just kidding. I'm gonna let you guys get on with your evening, but I do have a Patreon.
I'm just gonna start humming absent-mindedly while I calibrate the nano lathe. I'm ready to just cleanse just layer by layer. I want to see all of it, and it's gonna happen soon. So
you guys gonna head downstairs?
I am. Yeah.
So you happen to see Thorsten, who's the frat boy who has a specialty in close-up magic. He goes, "My dudes,
Boy.
My dudes and my betties, what is going on? I see you got Ricky to stop playing, huh?"
Temporarily. We're looking for a very specific OVA, and so if you can direct us to the
we don't have his egg, man. Like, he says that all the time. We don't have it. It's gone. And then we say to him, we don't have it, and he just plays saxophone at us until we leave. Like,
it's like a riot control device.
Roll it back. You said it's gone?
Gone, man. That goth chick took
gone.
It.
What?
Goth chick?
What now?
So you did take his egg.
I didn't take his egg. None of us took his egg, man. It's like,
Hugo, hit him.
Yeah.
Like,
you gonna hit him?
Like,
no.
Whoa, my bro.
What? What chick? What are you talking about?
Is chick?
There was a chick who lived here in the library. All right.
When you say chick, are you referring to a young bird?
No, I mean like a Betty. You know. Like a dame.
I'm gonna fuck you up, and I mean like atomically. I think you have a head injury, and it is making you the way you are.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, miss. I know that's disrespectful. A young lady used to live here in the library, and she left, and she took a bunch of shit with her. She probably took the egg.
You answered fast enough.
Well, I try and be helpful.
So, yeah.
So Hugo was concentrating the whole time. Is he telling the truth?
Yeah. Just go ahead and give me. Do you want to give me that roll?
Sure. Three successes.
Hey.
Yeah, he's telling the truth as he knows it.
Okay, so they had someone else living in this fucking rat's nest. Someone else. Can you imagine it, Hugo? This is a Warren.
Now, he might not be telling the absolute truth. He's telling the truth as he understands it.
Fair enough.
There is not even a hint of deception about him.
I thought I pass that information along to everybody.
Does my life magic allow for some kind of egg-dar? Like egg radar?
It might.
We gotta get close.
He mentioned that this was a thing of spirit and of life.
Yeah.
So you would suspect that it would actually be pretty obvious because it would have the same slightly hazy quality,
like a thumbprint, right? I mean, we should be able to get a vibe, right?
Yeah. If you want to
get an egg vibe.
Yeah. Do you want to do a ritual, or do you want to use your focus, or do you want to just shit it? Question my nomenclature.
We have time.
It's important enough. Let's just DoorDash.
Is it important?
Yeah.
You want to do a ritual?
Yeah, I think rituals.
So if you guys
Alright.
want to use your focus, you can just take a little bit of time. Tell me how you're getting into that mental state in order to do.
Is he
this.
playing saxophone again or no?
He has stopped playing the saxophone.
It's a temporary reprieve.
If he
I
was
want to go
playing
upstairs.
saxophone, would that help?
Yeah, I want to go upstairs and ask him to play a song that him and his partner connected over.
Right. This is so legit, Flossie.
Yeah,
This
so
is so legit.
Yeah, so I want to go up there. I'm going to ask him to do this.
He says, "This is something you really need this."
Yeah, because like it could totally help me like focus my groove to maybe tell if your little baby egg is here.
To softly play La Vie en Rose.
Okay, so like
and you realize that as he's playing it, that there are tears rolling down his cheek.
That sucks, but
but that's gonna get you into the place you need.
Yeah.
Right. So like, yeah, like while he's doing that, I take a hit off my pen, right, and I just kind of sit there cross-legged with my.
So
hands.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that you're trying to do the whole frat house with your perceptions. So go ahead and roll me your arret plus streetwise. But this is going to be 5 paradox dice.
Holy shit.
What in the
You're doing it at a range. You're doing it across a great area, and you're looking for something very specific and small.
So 5 paradox.
Yeah.
And I do my streetwise, which is
streetwise
4.
plus arret. Yeah.
And
So
then
7
3
dice,
arret,
and 5 of them are paradox dice. In fact, 7 of them are paradox dice.
Yeah, because I have 2 paradox.
Permanent. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Well, some shit might go down. Everyone, be ready.
Yeah. Fucking YOLO.
No crits.
We might blow up. Who knows?
Don't crit.
I've got 4 successes, but no zeros.
Perfect. That's exactly what you needed.
Well, great.
You reach out with like just hearing this music and hearing the emotions behind it. You're able to sense all of the life again in the building, but you're zeroing in and looking for something that is organic and it's alive, and there's something about that kind of spirit about it, and you are able to confirm with an absolute certainty that this is not in the house.
Okay.
It's simply not there. There's nothing that could be described as that. So you've essentially confirmed that Thorson is telling the truth. Someone took it. Well, unless Ricky is wrong and it was never there at all, but it's definitely looking more and more to you like it's been taken.
So I go to Ricky first, and I kind of lay a hand on his shoulder, and I say, "Thank you. However, your egg is not here. There's no other feeling like you in this building."
Well, where is it?
I don't know that answer.
We think.
What did they tell you?
We think that it was taken by a young bird.
Yeah, they said some goth chick took it.
Maybe a crow.
They said
they're pretty goth.
They said what?
They said maybe some goth chick took it.
No.
Okay, I think that's a bad.
No.
I think he's he's coming off his drugs or something. I don't.
No.
Yeah, he's coming down. Yeah.
No. He's coming down.
This can't happen. She can't have it.
Who is this?
Is that bad?
She can't have it. You have to get it back.
Please.
I will do anything. I will be yours for life.
And I offer my bead pen.
He takes the fucking hugest hit off this pen, and then but it's just made him more anxious. He starts just pacing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well.
And
no. I'm like, okay, it's like, so you just got to calm down a little bit because we got to get some information, and then we can totally groove and get your answer.
If she's got it.
Like, who is she though? What's her name? We need something to go off of.
Lily.
We can handle this.
Lily. What's up with Lily?
She used to live here. I don't know what she is, but she's something bad.
Oh.
I'm not scared of too many people. She terrifies me.
What the hell
Can
is
I
she?
Take him by the hands and try to see if I can search his mind for what she looks like?
That would be
absolutely,
really handy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to say you can use your occult for this. You're not trying to trick anything. You're using your focus, right? You're casting a spell in order to do this.
Yeah. And you see, this is like a comforting gesture.
Yeah.
I give him a Werther's original.
So give me.
And I take his hands in mine, and I stroke his hand, and I say, "Oh, it's gonna be okay." And I
give me your occult, and you're touching him, so you're not even doing this at range. So you actually don't need any paradox dice for this. This is entirely coincidental, and that is going to be. I believe that's against a difficulty of 2.
Okay. Do I get the 2 dice from my mind?
That's going to be a ret plus occult.
Oh, a ret plus occult.
Yeah.
So okay, so 3 then.
And he's thinking of her, so this is a surface thought that you're able to read. And he was also not going to try and resist you.
On that many dice, I have nothing.
See some more willpower on this sheet.
Yeah. I'm gonna mark
ton of it
down because I've got I've got nothing. I rolled 7 dice and
I hate when that happens so much.
Yeah,
failures.
You're not able to see it, but he can describe her for you.
I'm distracted. His breath smells awful.
Wow. Okay.
Better. Okay. So
you use a willpower?
I had to use a willpower.
What'd you get?
3.
3. Excellent. So you see Lily as he remembers her and how his emotions perceive her, which is there is a true sense of dread, of terror. But she looks completely unassuming. She's about 5'3". She's kind of round, has long black hair, and is dressed in all black. And a real just charming smile on her face. And she's swaying gently from back and forth.
Well, she certainly doesn't. That doesn't seem so bad. Where does the fear come from?
Is she gonna eat it?
I don't know what she's gonna do to it.
She's probably gonna
I
eat
just
it.
hope she still has it.
Can I go to her library or wherever?
Yeah, sure. If you guys want to trek down to the library, you guys have the run of the place.
I wonder if you can find some kind of a trace of this person, like what would make them so frightening.
Maybe that, or I was gonna either sense something like that, or use my time magic to maybe go back.
Oh, no, that's possible too. If she was hanging out in there.
Yeah, if she's there, I can maybe.
Could also ask Steve, since he said he keeps.
Yes, that would be the easiest way to do it.
Where'd your last tenant go? She looks like this, you know.
Sure, you want to. Steve's easy to find, right? He's in his office. If you want to go down and talk to Steve, you can absolutely do that.
Right.
You might know where she went after she moved out. Yeah.
So if you go and talk to Steve, he goes, "How can I help? I noticed the saxophone stopped."
You're welcome. We're talking about Lily. Can you tell us what a Lily is?
You don't want a damn thing to do with Lily.
Unfortunately, we do, because in the process of solving the idiotic problems you've amassed for yourself, you have put us in this person's path. So it seems like a great trend so far. I've known you less than 24 hours, and you've made my life a living hell.
She disappeared.
Lily.
She used to be here. She she escaped. She got out.
Escaped. Okay, that makes me think. That makes me ask some serious questions
she
about
told
your house.
me, we don't have anyone trapped here. Okay, she told me that she couldn't leave, and then she did. She used to spend all day up in there, all night, just reading everything in there. And
is that weird?
Then she was gone, and so was the egg. Egg was in there. It was in a display case.
Let's just go down the list of all the White Wolf properties and try to figure out what kind of a creature she is. Is she a vampire?
She's not a vampire.
Is she a mage?
Why are you afraid of her?
I'm fucking terrified of Lily. Are you kidding me?
Why?
Why are you what?
Well, just say what she is.
I don't know. That's why I'm scared. There's something about her.
Come on, give me something.
Like, clues. Was there an aura? Like, what did she do?
Some of our brothers went missing.
What's her last name? I assume you know that.
I have no idea.
Nope.
I don't know where you can find it, but I know someone who might.
His name is John Google.
No. Look, it's local. If you want to chase this up, and I highly recommend that you do not, and that you just get used to saxophone music. If you want to chase this up, I can tell you a nearby place, but you're going to need this.
Don't say it's a cafe.
And he puts a big sack of dog food on his desk. And that's where we're going to take a break.